Hello again, Fleet Commanders. Tiberius here, back with another episode in my new player tutorial series for 2022, examining how the game has changed, what the new path is to help you move as quickly as possible through the various levels. Uh, we did the first video, Ops 1 through 10. Pretty quick, the game kind of directs you which directions to go. I made it through that in about a week. The benefit of getting to Ops 10 covered there is the unlocking of the Battle Pass. There are some other advantages going from 11 to 15 that we're going to cover, some of the things you're going to do along the way, and some of the different things that unlock for you as you get to 15. So the first thing we'll talk about are the ships that unlock to you. As you go through your research tree and your combat tree, once you hit Ops 10, you're going to start progressing with this Grade 2 research. It gives you 5 blueprints each of these 3 ships. However, it's kind of irrelevant unless you're going to build a second copy of them, because each of the common ships throughout the game, the Findra, the Turas, the Tala, the Envoy, the Voklis and whatnot that you'll get to in the Tier 3 ranges, they all have their own independent researches that you have to do. And when you do them to unlock the ship, so you can actually build it, it gives you a full set of blueprints anyway. This one's at the Findra is at level 10. That should be the first ship that you build. It's an interceptor class. At level 12, you'll get the Turas. Option to unlock that. You're going to want to build that one as well. This is going to help with killing interceptors, which as you progress a little further is going to be more important when you get into the swarms. And then at 14, you can unlock the Tala, which is a battleship as well. So all these 3 of these ships, these are tier 2 level ships, grade 2. So we come back to our ship menu here by shipyard level. So these are the ones you started with, these level 1 ships. Now you're kind of outpacing them, and now you've moved on to the Findra, the Turas, and the Tala. The Jellyfish is a ship if you are a spender and you want to buy stuff in the game. This is a ship that you can buy at Ops level 12. Instead of doing the Turas, you would buy the Jellyfish. It costs about $50, I think, to buy the blueprints for it. I'm sure it'll tell me if I go look in my store. If I wanted to buy the Jellyfish, yes, you can buy the Jellyfish for $20, but it only gives you 25 of the blueprints. You can get 25 from missions, but then you'd still have to buy 2 packs. So you'd buy these for $40, or for $50, you get the whole thing plus a whole bunch of resources to upgrade it. So this is by far the better value if you're going to buy anything. If you're like me and you're trying to do everything free to play, the Jellyfish is unfortunately going to be a ship that you are going to skip. There are events that they do run from time to time to give you blueprints, but because of how infrequently they run those events, you're going to be way past it. You're going to move through the early stages of the game so quickly, you're going to outpace that ship. By the time you get the first 25 doing missions, and then by the time an event store or something comes around 2 or 3 months later, you're going to be, Ops 20, Ops 22, and you're going to have better ships than the Jellyfish, and it's just unfortunately not going to be uh, worth the investment at that point in time. If something cool you want to collect, okay, but there's probably better things that you can do that are going to help you progress your game. Once you those are the ships you're going to kind of build. You're going to want to work on tiering each of those ships up. Um, Interceptors cost interceptor parts, and they all cost crystal to upgrade. Explorers cost gas and explorer parts. Battleships cost ore and explorer parts. The early stages, they will cost commons, and then as you progress and get to the higher tiers, tier 4, 5, 6, then they start costing these uncommons. The uncommons can be found through events or through your refinery. If you happen to get lucky and get your refinery upgraded and it starts paying out uncommons, it tends to pay out commons more than uncommons. And then these you can find from killing hostiles of the similar type. So if you need interceptor parts, kill interceptors. It's more likely to drop those parts. You will still get parts for the other um, ship types, but the majority of the ship parts you get from killing interceptors will be interceptor parts. You can also spend latinum to convert to these points. If you want to move things along, if you have Latinum and if you've been saving it up and you're a spender, that's another. Or even if you're just, acquired Latinum through leaderboard events and things like that, you can use Latinum for anything common you can replace. It's a good thing to remember as you move further into the game, especially when you get to some of the other ships a little later on. Um, the refinery, as you upgrade that, probably won't tell me because I'm right on schedule. So it has the ability to pay out commons and uncommons. You can do one chest or two chests. I typically just do one because I don't do a lot of mining. I find that I also get paid out a lot of commons when I do that. As you get a little bit higher up and you get a better mining ship, hey, look at that, we got some uncommon. As you get a better mining ship at Ops 16, the Envoy has a bigger cargo capacity and a much faster mining rate. Also, later on, you're going to unlock officers that specifically boost your mining rates for these materials, and that's going to help speed things up as well. And then you'll have more resources available, so then you can start doing the 15,000 pulls and kind of increasing your chances of getting the resources. Those officers are what I'm going to move on to next. So you've unlocked your next generation crew through certain missions and things. You'll probably unlock these basic miners here: Helvia, Domitia, and Kabish. These ones help mine parsteel, titanium, dilithium. Uh, don't have an overall lot of value. You're not going to be you'll do that for missions, should I say. But overall, that's not something you're really going to mine on a regular basis. What you are going to end up mining is ore, crystal, and gas frequently. And there are specific officers for that. You will get a few shards of these officers. Where did they go? Stan, T'Pring, and Barrett. You will get a few shards of them through missions that will become available to you. They are also available in your recruit packs. We'll take a quick look. Stan, when he's the captain of the ship, he increases the ore mining rate. His officer ability also increases the cargo size, so you can hold more. He gets synergy with all the other miners. If we go by group. So the free miners that you get here do give synergy with these miners. So when you get the first one and you're like, well, he's not really that good yet, you can still get a synergy boost to his captain's ability, which increases your ore rate from your other officers. Get it as high as about 100%, which will really speed things up. That'll let you start getting the bigger pulls. Same thing for these other officers. Now, obviously, the rare officers, as you get them, you'll pair them all up together. Stan's ability increases your cargo capacity. T'Pring's ability increases your protected cargo space. Barrett's ability is supposed to deal damage to your opponent's hull. I believe this has been bugged in the game for a while and is kind of disabled, and they don't really have that published anywhere. So don't expect that to work and help you. The other officers that you want to focus on in the early stages of the game, you still have your cadet crew, the two key officers, Talon, reducing damage done by kinetic weapons. This is when you're fighting interceptors. You want to try and work on getting shards for her to level her up. And Chen is the other one. She works on energy weapons, which is what the explorers, battleships, and survey ships tend to use. The higher you get these officers, the bigger this reduction, and it means less damage that you will take. As you progress further in the game, you will get other officers that will magnify this boost. That would be Captain Pike. Oh, too far. It's either... There's two crews for this. Let's see if I can find them real quick. There we go. Pike, as captain, increases the effectiveness of all officer abilities that trigger in combat by 20%. And Moreau decreases the armor piercing, shield piercing, and accuracy of hostiles by 30%. She gives Pike synergy. She boosts his ability 40%. So that gives you a 60% increase to those officer abilities. So Talon's ability maxes out at 20%. With this boosting it, she's now doing an 80% damage reduction. Chen maxes out at 30%. So with these two boosting her, it's a 90% damage reduction. This is hugely significant as you advance through the game. And this is why I'm going to recommend a slightly unorthodox strategy. Right now, at Ops, until you get to Ops 16, your standard recruit chest has your 3 mining officers, these 4 uncommon officers, including Chen, and a handful of these regular officers. You've got a couple of your next generation officers, Talon, a couple of the basic mining officers. When you get to Ops 16, I'm going to switch accounts here for a second, just so I can demonstrate this. Your standard recruit pack changes significantly. It will now add these 3 officers from each of the factions, making your uncommon inflated from 4 officers up to 13. It also adds in your cadet crew, inflating this pool a little bit more. At the higher level, your ratios are 85, 12, and 3 for your chance of getting officer shards. At the lower level, your chances are 87, 10, and 3. So your chance to get an uncommon at the lower level is 2% less. However, when you do get an uncommon officer shard, there's only 4 to pick from instead of 13. So your chances of getting shards for Chen are drastically higher. And because she is one of the most important officers you will get throughout the game, up through Ops 51 she works, it is a viable strategy to hang back at Ops 14 or 15 and stock up on some of these recruit tests and try and pull as many Chen shards as you can. Now, it takes like 300 shards to max her out. I don't think you're going to sit tight at this Ops level until that point in time. But if you can get her up to like tier 3, tier 4 even, let's see, where am I at right now? So my Chen is right now, she's tier 2. She's doing a 15% reduction. And I need 40 shards to get her to tier 3. If I can get her to tier 3 before I move up and make things slower, that's going to make things a lot easier for me as I progress through the game, especially once I get Pike and Moreau unlocked. You can also get Jean-Luc Picard and Beverly Crusher do have similar abilities. The epic version of Picard is a mirror of Captain Pike. Eventually you will get to these officers. Occasionally they make them available through special events or through recruit packs. I believe we have one coming up this weekend. That's just why I'm mentioning it. Picard, his captain's ability mirrors the same thing. His is 10%, but he gets a 50% boost from synergy with officers. And Beverly Crusher, she increases your mitigation instead of Moreau decreasing their mitigation. Beverly increases yours. So again, similar mechanic in terms of taking less damage. So that's why I'm kind of recommending a little bit of that unorthodox style. Now again, it is only a 10% chance, but the higher level is only a 12% chance. You'll also be able to hopefully pick up a couple of these officers as well. And just because, for science, yeah, see, the only uncommon I got was Vixis. But at least it's a 25% chance of getting Chen shards this way. These are just all common officers. There's also a few less common officers in the pool as well, so it'll also increase your chances of getting shards for Talon. There's a Barret. I got 2 Talon shards as well to try and get her up a couple of tiers as well before you move up. There's a Chen. So again, not a great ratio, but you will find people in the higher levels spending significant resources to try and get her. Now, the other thing you do have the ability to do is you can convert Latinum to get these common recruit tokens. And this is what a lot of players in the 20s and 30s end up having to do because they do not have enough shards for Chen and they want to hit high level targets and they need her ability maxed out to get that bigger damage reduction. So they end up doing this and spending 320 Latinum and they don't get a shard and they do it again and again and again and they spend tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of Latinum trying to convert these tokens to get shards for Chen. So if you hang back, maybe spend an extra week in this range trying to do these pulls, seeing if you can get lucky, pick up some extra Chen shards before moving up, because once you move to Ops 16, this pack changes, and now it gets a lot harder to get these shards. Other things that you're going to notice, your daily missions are going to change as you progress. Your daily goals are going to increase a little bit more, the total number of points required, but the resource payouts are also going to be better. Your away teams, as you complete your away team mission daily each day, you will get something called trait XP. Right there, you'll get 500 of that per day. Save this for now. Hang on to this. As you get into common officers, do not have any traits. Uncommon officers have 1 trait that you can unlock for 1500. Then it'll cost additional points to level it up. Rare officers have 2 of these traits. Epic officers have 3 of these traits. You have to go through the first trait to get to the second one. You have to max out the second one to then unlock the third one. Epic officers obviously take more of this trait XP to get through these levels to get to the third one, and so on and so forth. You're going to want to invest this later in the game, so just hang on to it for now. Your away team missions that you can do, the common missions that you start with, they have very low traits that they offer for very low minimal rewards. As you get a little bit further, when you get to 14 or 15, you can start unlocking additional slots in your away team as you upgrade this, and then as you go into your research, your away team research tab, now you can start unlocking uncommon assignments. It's going to take 96 of these service awards, which is what you have to get from doing some of the common missions when they become available. A lot of the common missions focus on ship XP or officer XP, so when you see one that is awarding these service awards, definitely make sure, I got lucky today, definitely make sure that you are putting officers here to complete this to get these, so then you can keep progressing. These service awards are used for research throughout the away team tree. As you unlock additional assignments and things and move your way through, the amounts you're going to need are going to grow. Being able to unlock additional assignments will let you eventually send out more officers as you get more officers to send out. Station research, as long as we're right here. So before moving up too far, you want to make sure you've caught up on some of this research. Some people will like to sit tight until they get everything done. That's entirely up to you. The game does sort of dictate until you do this research you can't do the next one kind of thing. Same thing with your buildings. They do put these little checkpoints in along the way where when you want to upgrade the thing that you really want to do, they make you upgrade other stuff first just to make sure that you're keeping everything in balance. It's also kind of a way to slow you down a little bit. But different things here will unlock for you. Defense platforms, these get constructed outside your base. They'll become increasingly more important as you move through the game and as they get stronger. Once you get to Ops 15, other players can attack your base if it is unshielded. We'll get back to that. So the defense platforms will help a little bit with that, as will this station defense, increasing deflections and whatnot. The other thing that you'll get is the ability to unlock the vaults. These protect additional resources. Defense technology here unlocks an additional building that helps your defense, and this research defense platform shields increases the shield health of your defense platforms, making them live longer. Protected resources. Just like your mining ships and things have a protected cargo, so does your base. If you look here, you can see that I have 11 million par steel. 99,000 of it is protected. It's protected by the units themselves and the vault that I have is currently protecting this many amount of resources. If my base is not shielded, if my shield is down, you can also see it on the exterior if you go to the system. Bases that are unshielded will not have a bubble. All of these bases are unshielded. At the low levels, when you hit Ops 15, let me back up a second. Once you get to Ops level 10, you can start attacking other player ships. They have to be within 2 levels of you in the early stages of the game. That gap gets wider as you level up more. At Ops 15, I can attack players as low as 13 or as high as 17. So if I wanted to, I could attack this player's base right now. I can look at the rewards and I can see that he has 19 million par steel available for me to steal. Now the cargo capacity on my ships is pretty low. It would take me a long time of constantly hitting his base over and over again to steal all that. And if he's online, he could obviously, put up his shield to stop me from doing it, or, try to attack my ships or something along those lines. But if I go to sleep and I forget about it, I may wake up and find all my resources gone. And I'm like, what happened? Where did they all go? Check your inbox. You're going to see a couple hundred, battle logs in there that are going to say defeat because somebody else came by because your base was unshielded and stole your resources. When you hit Ops 15, the game automatically puts up a 7-day shield, and then through a gift chest, they give you another 7-day shield. Your daily missions, when you complete your daily goals, these chests also give out shorter increment of shields. 4-hour, 8-hour, and 12-hour peace shields. So if you're online and you're just taking a little break, I set my miners, I'll be back in a few hours, you can set a shorter shield. But if you notice, 4, 8, and 12 are what you get for completing your daily milestones, equals to a full 24 hours of shield coverage. So you have plenty of coverage if you manage it wisely. These will start paying out when you hit those levels. This is the extra 7-day shield that they give you as well in case you do need to take a longer break, going on vacation or something, you can put up a 7-day shield. Peace shields can also be acquired in addition to that from your Alliance tab. Over here, you can convert your Alliance credits to buy additional shields. So if you run out, you at least have the backup option of purchasing a different one. They all have different costs, all the way up to the 7-day shield. If you really need to go away for a longer period of time, you can go into the store and buy a 30-day shield. I don't know what they're charging for it. Let's go find out. Peace shield pack, $10. These have a couple of 3-day shields in it. All right, so I guess they're not selling it right now. Sometimes, or maybe because I'm low enough level, they're not selling it. Sometimes there is another pack here where you can buy a 30-day shield. Let me see if it's on my main account. Advanced Peace Shield pack. Okay. Nope, this one just has the same. Ah, it's in the Ultra. Maybe it's in the Ultra one. Yeah, these are 7 and 3-day. And then, yeah, for $100, you can get the Ultra Peace Shield pack, which has the 30-day shield in it. So if you had to go away for a month, like, you're going to be on a deserted island competing in a game show or something like that, you could put up a 30-day shield. Your shield has a timer. It does run out. It usually will give you a notification when your shield is about to run out within 10 minutes. If someone attacks your base while your shield is down, it will put up a 10-minute temporary shield, giving you time to get the notification, log in, hopefully in time, and then put up a more permanent shield, repair your base, do things you need to do to prevent yourself from getting attacked. If you attack another player while your shield is up, it will give you a little pop-up box that says attacking another player will lower your shields. Do you still want to do this? And you can hit yes or no. If you hit yes, when you attack that player, your shield around your base will drop. So keep that in mind with how many shields you have available. If you're planning on, I'm just going to hit this guy next to me real quick and then I'll shield back up. There's only so many times you can do that before you're going to run out. If I were to attack this player right now, again, he would put a 10-minute temporary shield up around his base. And then when that drops, I could then continue attacking him again if he hasn't done anything else. After 2 hours from when that initial temporary shield drops, a new temporary 10-minute shield will go up. It will do that every 2 hours. It's just sort of slowing people down a little bit from attacking you. It's a kind of a safety feature. I like it. I think it's a good mechanism that Scopely put into the game. Might give people an opportunity to come to your defense in your alliance. Might give you an extra few minutes to wake up and save a little bit of your resources, etc. Upgrading your vaults is also an important thing because it will increase your protected amount of resources. And the higher these are, you can see that the more it increases there. So that's the less your people will have available to steal. The less they have to steal from you, not only is it less likely that they will attack you, they will find more juicy targets to spend their time on. But if they should attack you, it will also leave you with more resources available to sort of rebuild and repair things. Before going up to 15, 16, it's not a bad strategy, especially if this is your first time through the game, to build up these vaults a little bit to help increase your protected resources. A lot of people forget, a lot of people make mistakes. They think they set a 12-hour shield, they only set an 8-hour shield, or they set an 8-hour shield, but then they went to sleep and then, they overslept and woke up, 9 hours later and, find out that somebody's attacking their base right now and they've lost a bunch of resources. So, little things to keep in mind. The other big building that you will get is the treasury. This unlocks at ops level 15. There's all kinds of videos about the treasury and its functionality. I won't get into that, but I will say it is another building that's important for you to build. When you turn ops 15, it'll take a couple minutes for the game to catch up and recognize that, and then in your gift chest will be the key that you will need in your gifts. There will be a treasury key that you'll pick up right here. That will let you create the building. This building increases your mining speed, protected cargo, and cargo capacity of all of your ships. It requires these optical diodes to upgrade. You will get them each day in your gift tab. There's just like your other chests, there is a 22-hour cooldown on it, and from levels, the level is based on the number of diodes you get is based on the level of your treasury. Levels 1 through 10 give you 10 diodes. Uh, 11 through 20 give you 12 diodes per day. 20 plus gives you 14 diodes per day, and so on. When you hit level 10 of your treasury, it will reset your gift chest and then give you the higher amount, make it available again. So if you claim it and then upgrade your building right away or time it right, your building's working on the upgrade. You know, it's level 9, you hit the button, you're sending it to level 10, and then wait. And then when you claim your diodes, you get your 10 diodes, then you complete your building. Now your building is now level 10. It will refresh your gift chest, and then you'll be able to claim the next level and get 12. So essentially you got 22 diodes that day. Might help you get another level out of it. We talked about swarms. When you get to 14 or 15, I think you're going to start doing missions over here in swarm space. There is a mission chain. These ships are interceptors. So using your Turas to attack them, you will have the combat triangle working in your favor. You also want to pair up Talon because she reduces the weapon damage of interceptors as well. These ships are a little higher level, but they do not have any shields. So you can punch up a little bit above your weight class there. So I'm only 12,000, but if I were to go fight some of these, I'd probably be able to get through, 5 or 6 at least. And I think my daily mission is to kill like 15, so maybe 1 or 2 trips, I'd get them all. They're going to award you with these frequency modulators, which will eventually be used to upgrade your USS Franklin, which is a ship you can start acquiring at Ops level 17. The Franklin gets a huge damage bonus against swarms, so you're going to want to continue to do this every day, killing these things, upgrading your Franklin, because as you upgrade your Ops level, the level and strength of the swarms you need to kill for your dailies also increases every 2 levels. We talked about the ships. These are the ships you're not going to get until later. The Envoy, the Franklin, the Botany Bay. We talked about officers. We talked about trait XP for away teams. Going to want to save that. The other things to keep in mind about moving faster, when you get to Ops 17, a different event is going to start called Cosmic Cleanup. It only runs when a battle pass is active. It runs on Saturday. We'll come down here just so you can see it. It'll be on the calendar in other events. Eventually. Cosmic Cleanup runs every Saturday. Completing this event will allow you to purchase partial amounts of blueprints for the USS Franklin, the USS Discovery, the Vidar, and the Sarcophagus are currently the 4 ships available in that. They are all at different ops level ranges. The Franklin being the first one you'll want to build at 17. Save up over the next few weeks. Once you get that built, as you're progressing, saving up over the next few weeks, getting blueprints for your Discovery, which you'll build at 21. Eventually you'll get to the Vidar at 25, and then the Sarcophagus is 32? 30. Okay, so you have a nice little gap of levels between each ship. That's going to be what your goal is for your next thing. Once you're ready and you move to 15, then you're going to kind of want to move from 15 to 17 fairly quickly. A lot of players will hang back at 14 while they are still unable to be attacked. They will use that time to upgrade their ships to tier 5, tier 6 to get all of their buildings upgraded here to Ops 14, get their vaults and stuff, uh, get their warehouses, their resources, and all these other things upgraded as well. I'm pretty sure you can. Now I'm second guessing myself whether the vaults unlock at 14 or 15. I'm pretty sure they unlocked at 14. Yes, unlocked vaults was 14. We talked about defense platforms. Those are on the outside of your building, out here with your ship docks. They are associated with each ship dock. So your defense platform A, you can't upgrade that beyond the level of your dry dock. So this one is 13, my dry dock is 13. If I wanted to upgrade this to 14, I'd have to upgrade the dock to 14 first. Then I could upgrade the corresponding defense platform. These things don't really tell you much about the damage that they do. They have different power levels, but these are what will assist in the defense of your station should another player attack you. Any ships you have in your ship docks as well will also assist in the defense against other players. We'll cover that more later in a separate video. But those are all the things that you really want to upgrade. Again, like I said, they are going to sort of force you in order to upgrade certain things. Like if you want to upgrade the vault to a certain level, the warehouse has to be a level higher than that. To upgrade the warehouse, usually you have to have at least one, if not two, of the corresponding generators upgraded. Like if I wanted to upgrade this one just requires, right now it's just requiring generator A. The warehouse, the vault may require generator B to also be a certain level, so they kind of make you keep doing everything and keep upgrading it. You'll also get the ability to unlock the ship hangar a little later. This will start increasing your inventory slot and giving your ships a little bit of a hull bonus. That's coming up soon. Once you get past 15, 16, that will be in your station research. Unlock ship hangars right here. That's Ops 18, so that's something to look a little bit forward to. Along with the Envoy, you'll get at 16, and obviously different things to increase the strength of your defensive platforms, also coming up a little bit later in the next chapter. But you're going to need to have a lot of things done. They all have a lot of corresponding mechanisms. That is why a number of first-time players through the game, sitting tight at 14 is a pretty good strategy. Catch up on all these other external buildings, and that way save up a little bit of resources, and then that way you can sort of make a big push. The biggest benefits to being at 15 is that it unlocks the treasury. Currently they had an event going on, which is why I pushed ahead a little bit further than I wanted to. The treasury upgrade here event was giving out a bunch of ROM and Cath shards. Cath is the rare version of Talon that they just added to the game. She's incredible. They haven't really put a path to source her in the game yet, so events for her are pretty good. Her ability goes higher than what Talon does, so being able to get shards for her now was going to be a big advantage. Research and officers drive this game so much more than ships. Ships come and go. Officers stay forever. Research stays forever. Buildings stay forever. A lot of buildings also have bonuses to your efficiencies, to the strength of your defense platforms. Your academy boosts the stats of your officers. So you'll see that as you progress through the game. People always want to upgrade their ship, make their ship stronger. The best way to make your ship stronger is to upgrade your officers and complete research that makes your ship stronger. There are a bunch of good ones there. You'll see here in the combat tree things like hull density, shield modulation. These ones do make your ship harder to hit. You'll get into some of these later with piercing shots and things that makes your ship, it lowers the mitigation of your opponent, so more damage gets through. And then eventually as you move on, you get into things that increase the actual damage that your ship puts out. The other thing I do want to point out at this level is there are certain events that take place during the battle pass that you want to pay special attention to. They pay out 3-star uncommon gas instead of 2-star gas, which is what they should be paying out based on your ops level. Also, once in a while during the event store, during the battle pass, there are these ticketed events. You'll get the tickets in the battle pass. Usually they give you a couple, so you can do a couple throughout the arc. You don't necessarily need to do them all. In fact, I would recommend saving many of those tickets until you get to higher levels because the reward payouts are going to be a lot higher. But if you notice, like this particular mission right here is paying out 2-star crystal, just like you should get based on your level. However, the gas one that pays out dilithium is paying out 3-star gas. This is the one that I would recommend doing when they come around, because with the 3-star gas, which is above your level, you can do additional prime research, prime shields, for example, that gives 100% base shield health for all ships. It's going to take you a while to accumulate some of this stuff, but if you can start getting it now, instead of waiting until you get into your 20s to get this, it will help your game. Prime hulls requires ore, which, again, they haven't put a sourcing in yet. Research speed requires crystal. Build speed requires gas as well. This will increase the construction speed of your base, making you have to spend less speed ups on things or wait less time. Prime protection here requires rare. That's going to take you a while to get. All of the primes can be purchased through the store, but there are free paths to get this stuff, as I mentioned. There's always plenty of stuff you can buy in the store. If that's your path, great. You can buy your way pretty much through the whole game. There are very few things that you cannot pay the right cost for and get in this game. People have spent tens of thousands of dollars to buy their way all the way to Ops 50, Ops 60, probably Ops 60 is probably costing them into the six figures with what they would have spent. But you can buy the primes. Some of them are cheaper. They're only $4.99, $9.99. Once you start spending money in the game, it will change what your packs look like. You spend $4.99, you spend $9.99. Now it starts keeping a register total of how much you've spent. And instead of offering you packs that cost $19.99, it will start to offer you more packs that cost $49.99 or $99.99 because they've recognized that you're a guy who likes to spend money, or a girl, you're a player who likes to spend more money, and they want to offer you things to encourage that habit. Like the treasury upgrade pack that's right here. For 99 bucks, I get 455 optical diodes, which would greatly increase the payout of my treasury. It's probably 10 or 12 levels that I could move that up with that many shards. Speaking of the treasury, this is another new feature that just added to the game. Completing your battle pass, completing your daily events, eventually you will finish your battle pass, and then if you keep going, there's usually a couple extra days of events. You will get into this overflow milestone. You will start accumulating additional awards, and up here we have this broken desealing rod. You get 360 of them for doing this. Also, in your 30-day loyalty chests, there are also 360 broken desealing rods. Twice a year, basically, if you do everything, you can cash these in and create a full desealing rod. It costs 4,000 parts currently to do this part for free. Every once in a while, they have these lockbox events. The lockbox scales based on your level, So kind of hold off for a little bit before you cash this in. But it has officer shards, optical diodes, and a variety of different resources and stuff available. And it costs this sealing rod to open. As you spend more money in the game, the value of this pack, essentially what it is, increases. If you're a free to play player, it's going to have lower payouts in it, but you're only going to get 2 free ones a year from your sealing rods. If you are a bigger spender, it's going to have higher resources available in it, equivalent to a $49 or $99 pack, and then you could convert your desealing rod twice a year for free into claiming that. You can also buy the desealing rod for $49 or $99 based on what you've spent. But as a free-to-play player, which is what this series is mostly aimed toward, this is something to an extra benefit, an extra little thank you bonus gift for your hard work and efforts. You have to complete the monthly battle pass overflow, and you have to do your loyalty chests. Every day when you complete your goal, you get a loyalty badge. When you hit your full daily goals are completed, in the last chest, there's one of these loyalty badges. You can cash them in for the 7-day loyalty chests. When you cash in for the 7-day, you get this allegiance token. You need 4 allegiance tokens to open the 30-day chest. It's essentially a 28-day chest now. And then you get these additional rewards. Hang on to these for a little bit, because these 7-day loyalty chests also scale up with your level, and the rewards that you get in them are a lot higher. This is a level 15 account. Those are what the rewards look like. This is a level 43 account, and as you can see, the rewards are a lot higher. More speed ups, more ship parts, more resources, still getting the same 10 Keenzer shards and the same 300 Latinum, but you're getting higher payouts on these resources. Same thing with your 30-day loyalty chest. You're still getting the basic Carol, the fragments, the Latinum, but you're getting higher payouts on your resources. The 30-day loyalty chest at the early levels doesn't even have the Devore ship blueprints in it either. Something else you'll want to hold off on for a little bit. I believe at Ops 23 is when you can build the Devore, and that's when you should start seeing those in your 30-day loyalty chests. That would be a good time to start cashing them in so you can get the Devore for free. You can save up these 7-day chests, you can cash them in, you can do 2 at a time to kind of speed things along, to help you get caught up once you get to the right ops level. The 30-day loyalty chests may have a cooldown on them. I think they do of like 5 or 6 days. But you can still save these up for a little while and still cash them in relatively quickly. Help you get Carol, help you get the Devore. There are other missions for the Devore and new ways that they're going to try and source that ship. We'll get to that later as we get higher into the game. But for right now, I think this is giving you a really good understanding of all the different mechanics, things that you're going to experience from 11 to 15, things that you should sort of aim for. Went longer than I thought it would, but there's a lot going on, and I want to make sure I put you on the right path. So leave your comments and questions down below. If you have any additional topics that you need more information about, I'd be more than happy to help you out and answer them. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you around the galaxy.